after a shocking arrest, as authorities accuse him of being connected to an alleged murder for hire plot. Chicago rapper Dirk Banks, better known by his stage name Lil Durk, was arrested yesterday after allegedly attempting to flee the country, and at this time he's being held in a Broward County jail in Florida, awaiting transfer to the U.S. Marshals. According to the FBI affidavit, the Grammy Award-winning rapper is charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire. His arrest comes on the same day as federal prosecutors announced in California the charges of 5 other men for the attempted murder of Georgia rapper Quando Rondo, whose real name is Taquan Bowman. Prosecutors say those 5 men all have ties to Chicago gangs and all targeted the Georgia rapper in retaliation for the murder of Chicago rapper King Von. According to prosecutors, all 5 men, who include Kevon London Grant, aka Vonnie, Asa Houston, aka
Welcome on into another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. Today's topic, we're talking about Lil Durk. I said I was going to do a full coverage of it. Last update, it was pretty short, right? So let's get the full extensive version of it. Here we go. Now, y'all know what happened. Lil Durk is allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly, for this murder for hire thing, right? They saying that he sent the hit on Quando Rondo. Now, street guys does street things, but they also not the smartest guys in the room, especially if you're gonna have things. Not saying that I'm supporting this or whatever, but a man have to do what he have to do. That's a different lifestyle. So when you of the streets, you follow a different code, right? And the code in is this: is not to get caught. That's the ultimate code. That's the ultimate code. But let's continue. Let's continue.
Boogie, David Brian Lindsay, aka Brown Eyes, Keith Jones, aka Flocka, and DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, aka Didi. They all face charges including conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving death, and use of a machine gun in a violent crime.
Like, how many charges can they charge you for one thing? That's my thing. How many charges can they really charge you for one thing? Was it murder? Was it murder for hire? Was it conspiracy? Was it allowing guilty as by association? Was it ordering guns? Was it ordering the cars? Like, how many different crimes? Was it across state lines? It's like, God dang. Just charge them for murder. Allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly. But let's continue. Because everyone's innocent until proven guilty.
Resulting in death, and the most serious charge carries up to the death penalty if convicted. According to prosecutors, all 5 men have ties to Lil Durk's hip-hop group Only the Family, also known as OTF. OTF was founded by Lil Durk more than a decade ago.
So what they're going to try to do now, they're going to try to hit him with the YSL. The OTF is not a business, it's a gang. Like, won't y'all learn from who was it? Marcus Garvey. Was it Marcus Garvey? Make things 501c, non-profit. I think that would be the smartest thing to do. But this is not financial advice and or educational advice. It is what it is. But let's continue.
According to the FBI, OTF members engage in violence, including murder and assault, at the direction of Lil Durk and to maintain their status in OTF. King Von, whose real name was Davon Bennett, was also a part of OTF and frequently collaborated with and was a longtime friend of.
Let me give you guys a backstory. So the backstory with King Von is he was one of their main hitters or whatever it is, right? He was one of their main people. He ended up dying or whatever in Atlanta based on someone. He's having a fist fight when people have pistols on them. Now, Atlanta, people generally 9 times out of 10 have guns. You can carry guns down in Atlanta, in Georgia. It's a different type of law. It's not the same thing. Now, everyone said that he was allegedly, hypothetically demonic. Some people could say that he was gang. His father was who his father was. So, he tried to live in his father's footsteps, right? But it just goes to show anyone is touchable. No one is untouchable. It just goes to show everyone is touchable. No one is untouchable. But let's continue. Because I want to see what Charleston had to say about this too. So let's continue.
Lil Durk. King Von was shot and killed in November of 2020 outside a nightclub in Atlanta. He was killed in the early morning hours of November 6th during an argument between 2 groups that escalated into gunfire. And he was fatally shot by Quando's associate Lil Tim after the argument. The indictment doesn't name Davon Bennett, aka King Von.
Shopify's point of sale system helps you.
But this is what happened along that side as well, right? Upon him dying, word on the street is even Quando Rondo tried to help him. He tried to help him up, make sure he could breathe, XYZ. They tried to charge Rondo friend, Tim, right, for some form of murder, but except it wasn't. It was literally self-defense because obviously who was the aggressor? King Von. He was the aggressor. So they end up throwing that case out. So of course, if you got your right-hand man, which is considered Durk, and Durk to me, it's a lot of allegations around him about him not, let's just say, he always get away with things. He also blamed King Von on something that both of them, they was on tape doing, except King Von is dead. So I guess you put all the blame on him. Maybe that's the street code, right? But if I do something, right, and my man's right there, I'm going to make sure that I take the charge. I think that'd be the honorable thing to do, right? Just, but if both of them is on camera, he like, well, and one's dead, why not put the blame on this other guy? But they say, right, you can get away with something once or twice, but you keep doing the same thing, eventually it's going to catch up to you. Like you only have to get caught one time. That's the thing. You can get away with things a million times. That's why I don't like the odds. The odds ain't in your favor. You can get away with things a million times. You could do this, you could do that. The one time you get caught might be the last time. And then now you in regret. Now they got you stationed you in Miami. You supposedly sent you try to hit him with the okie doke and book 2 flights going opposite direction, right? You're booking 2 flights going the opposite direction. Like, I'm not telling you how to get away with something, right? But all I'm saying is that it don't seem like you was prepared for anything. Lack of preparation creates poor performance. Once again, lack of preparation creates poor performance. Why you ain't have 2 or 3 passports? I'm just saying, let's just hypothetically try to critically think how to get out of the situation, right? Because I'm a critical thinker, right? Once again, we're not promoting this. I just want people to be able to think. Say, for instance, I'm in the streets. I did something, I wanted to get away with it. First of all, it's no trace, but you have all these technology or these technologies that can actually get you apprehended, from your phones to the text message, which is all technology, to the satellites, which is all technology, to you booking something, which is all technology. So why didn't you have 5 or 6 or 7 different passports? Why you only had 1 passport? Why you booking things still under your name, obviously? Something just don't sit right with me. And who are you working for, hypothetically, supposedly? Are you working for the FBI? Are you like it has me to, let's just say, speculate a lot of different things, because you're supposed to be the smartest guy in the room. But one thing I figured out about street guys, right? Not saying all, but most aren't that smart at all. They may be smart in their section, but as far as like overall, like, you good in this, you good in that. You may be good, have good people skills. You may have that, you know what I'm saying? It's like they don't have it. It's like they just focus on one area and one area only. And sometimes to me, that may be their default. Not supporting their message. We're just talking about it. Can we have a healthy discussion about these things? So why didn't you have 5 or 6 passports, or have maybe because Diddy Shorty got away. He got away. He came back, flew back in. How you know that that's not a decoy? How you know? I mean, with millions of dollars, why don't you have a lookalike, somebody that look like you? I'm just a critical thinker. And I want you guys to think. Smash that like button. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Today we're discussing this murder for hire allegation, right? And everyone is innocent until proven guilty, but you know how the laws work. They're gonna say that you're guilty first. And sir, ma'am, prove your innocence. Sir, madam, ma'am, prove your innocence. But let's continue. Let's continue. Let me add the soundbite to it.
Altercation with someone referred to as TB, and the circumstances surrounding that incident mirror King Von's murder. The indictment says after DB's death, co-conspirator 1 made clear in coded language that they would pay a bounty or monetary reward to anyone who took part in killing TB for his role in DB's murder. That co-conspirator is allegedly Lil Durk, who authorities say...
So he basically saying, look, whoever can get him, come holler at me. I got the money. I got the funds. I'm in the limelight, right? Come holler at me. And the thing is this, if Lil Durk signed King Von, I'm sure that he had some type of life insurance in King Von. So he got paid off of King Von. Not saying that he backdoored his friend, but who's to know? Nothing goes out the window. I'm just saying this is a dirty game that they playing. That's why I say the street game is best for you to find something else to do. And this is going to the youth. If any kids watching the videos, watching my uploads, it's find a more strategic game, right? The street can be alluring. It can be fun. You know, you're gonna learn some lessons off of it, but take the lessons that you learn and put it in the business, right? Apply it to something else. Apply it to maybe some form of education, and the right education at that, not just basket weaving degrees, not, you know, something in technology, or maybe create an app or create a software that help you do this and do that, or help and add value to people, right? I don't want us, especially my colored skinned people, to the only thing we can do is entertain. I find that to be like in the box, you know, like it's other things that we could do, you know. Look at our forefathers. Our forefathers damn near invented everything that's around us, from the light bulbs, right, to the computers. To that's a lot of different things that they invented that no one's talking about. So why can't we be like innovators, right? Why the only thing we could do is just music, rap, sell drugs, this, that. Is that it? Because I'm sure that's not it. You got to, if that's it, I don't want to be a part of it. I'll always think outside the box. I will always critically think, right? I'd rather be a YouTuber for all of that. You can make money. You're safe. You're in a house, right? You know, always learn to defend yourself. I'm not saying that. Always stand up and stand up on your principles, right? But it's the time and place for everything, you know? And right now, it looks like Lil Durk, he's almost on his way out. The industry itself is falling. Like, if you can't pay attention, look at it from a business angle, right? Or economic outlook. The industry is literally falling, especially the music industry, Hollywood, from left to right. You got Diddy. I'm going to do an update on that because people wanted me to do an update. And I appreciate you guys sending me this email in order for me to do this, right? Smash that like button for the people in here. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. That's all I ask. I also have some values added. Let me put it in the chat. You guys get an EMF protector. Protect yourself against all these harmful rays, anything along that nature. If you want to look at your credit and help build your credit, I got Identity IQ. And also, if you want some business funding, right? Get you some money and you be the plug with the money. Get you some money, right? Invest in your business ideals, right? Right. Come up with a business plan and do what you got to do. I'm going to leave those links below throughout the video as well. I'm going to leave those links below throughout the video. So, like I said, it's other things that we can do outside of what they put us in a box to do, right? We were innovators. What about innovating something that can add value to one's life? Let's continue.
It made it known he would pay a bounty to anyone who killed Quando Rondo. According to the court documents, the men used an OTF-associated credit card to buy plane tickets to LA in August of 2022 to search for TB, who is allegedly...
Pause. They use their own credit card, business credit card, to book up all these things for allegedly, hypothetically, this form of murder. Like, even a third, you got to be smarter than a third grader. That don't sound right. See, that's why I say leave them drugs alone. They will have you to think and deranged. You know, I'm slick, I'm smooth, I can get away with this. Oh, now it makes sense on why he was probably going for this peace route. Talking to the mayor, doing this, doing that. He had the key to the city. But look at the history. A lot of people don't know this, right? Look at the history of Chicago. The history of Chicago, as far as gangland, filthy. Filthy. That's where all the mobs at. Italian mafia, it's filthy down there. You got what, 48 hours to prove your innocence or whatever. So by the time somebody comes, that's basically saying, look, kill everybody in order to seal your destiny. Let the wickedest one win. Russian roulette. That's all I'm saying. So it's a different, they got different jurisdictions down there, different laws, different statutes, right? That can actually, if you're highly demonic, you can get away with everything down there. You just got to be willing to do what other people aren't willing to do. You got to take it there. Not supporting them, but I'm just saying, let's scoop down to their level and let's try to have some bit of understanding, because no one's too good for anything, right? And as a man, I look at it like you got to learn how to protect yourself. And if that means murder, hey, that's just what it is. I don't know no other people that don't. So you got to think about it like this. The presidents murder people, right? They just call it something else. You know, they invade countries and all of that. When they go to war, what you think they do? They do all these things. And they go generally, what do they go for? Commodity. See, everything that I've noticed about the world is commodity. It's commodity. You're going to Ukraine, you're going to this, you're going to that. It's all for commodity. It's all a commodity war because people need these things in order to have their daily life. But let's continue. Let's continue. And another thing I wanted to say, Lil Durk father just came home. He got the whole old block or whatever, practicing Muslim, Islam, looking up to God, changing their ways, XYZ. So his father wasn't there for most of his life. His father was incarcerated. So he had to basically grow up fast. I'm talking about super fast, right? Do y'all think that had some form of effect on his life? I believe so. Because he was searching. His father came home, I'm sure he felt found. Try to change everything up. Listen to Pop say, Pop say do this, Pop say do that. He can relate to everything you're going through. Because you just a split image of him. So at the end of the day, the void was there. But you know, sometimes you can be too late in this world. You know, and I think his dad was a little bit too late. You're missing, this man grew up without you, 20, 25 years without you. So how could you expect at least 20, let's just say 20 years without you? So the streets is all he knew. And that's what he revert to. Now, people think, okay, he got the money, he should change how he act and all of this. How could you say that? Once a man is programmed or a woman is programmed, right? I'm talking about hardwired program. Hardwired program. Once they program, the money just amplify who they are. If you're a killer, the money going to show you that, okay, now you're going to be a mass murderer. You got the money to prove it. You got the money to cover things up. You got the money to do rentals. You got this, that, the third. You got money to hire, right? So that's all the money do. It just shows you who you really are. That's why I'm big on character. Character is very important because depending on your morals and principles, right, that's what's going to hold you there. Make sure you balance up all your morals and principles because the money just going to show the people who you really are. Some people don't deserve it, right? Some people work hard for it, get it, and they lose it. That's why they say, look, it may take you years to build your dynasty, to build your dream, right? It take a fraction of a millisecond for you to make one decision and everything comes crumbling down. Can we talk about it? Grab your pots and pans. It's time to cook. Don't forget the spatula. Let's get the cooking.
Quando Rondo, and using funds provided by Lil Durk. Durk allegedly texted an associate arranging the flight, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me." And prosecutors claim then there, Kevon Grant.
I'm my bad for keep pausing. We're going to play a little bit more of the video, but I got to keep interrupting because when I see the red flags, I see the red flags. Time out. Hold on. So you sending messages, SMS messages. You sending messages about what you're doing? That's another form of baggage. That's another form of how the whoop, whoop, the sound of the police, whoop, whoop. That's another way how they can get you too. They didn't pinch your messages to the tower. Y'all talking, and hypothetically, I heard that you had or allegedly, I heard that you had an informant, and that was one of your peoples. So you had an inside person telling on what you was doing. This is the same person that you gave $50,000 to your brother for coming back home, make sure he had cars and this, that. See, that's why I love in the streets so dangerous. because it's the people that you love, but the people that want to make you disappear, or they may be jealous or hating on you, or they may want your position. So be careful about who you have in your circle. This is all that it shows me. Be very careful, man. You gotta, if you're in the streets, you gotta address your circle. You gotta make sure, hell, you gotta watch them watching you. Watch them watching you, because if you grow, you know how some people, you might outgrow people. That creates jealousy and envy. They might want you to be like, look, Dirk, like, look, you know what, man, I'm done with this. I'm converting to Islam. I'm gonna push my religion, right? I'm gonna try to do the right thing, you know. XYZ, they're like, damn, well, if he do the right thing, what we gonna do? It just start there. If he does the right thing, what we gonna do? See, it's been times, even with me, sometimes I look at it like, you know, when you go through a certain things, you want a different outlook, right? And you're willing to do whatever it takes to get that outlook. But on your way to riches, a lot of people, you're gonna notice that a lot of people was for you for either having money, going out, being the limelight of everything, showing everybody love, this, that, the third. When you switch your route up, oh, it's a lonely road. But that's when success begins to happen. You might lose everything to gain even more. It's like a snake, right? You got to shed that old skin, that old way. If they don't respect your new way, then hey, okay. You know, they don't respect your new way of doing things, well, okay. Sometimes you got to walk those lonely roads, you know, or not even saying walk those lonely roads. You just got to build a new team up. Build a team not for where you at right now, but for where you plan on going. Same thing as dating. If you want to date and do all this and do all that, don't date a woman for where you at right now, especially because mostly men reach their prime in what? Between 45 and 50. Statistics shows these things. The thing, 45 and 50, that's when you reach your prime. So if you're reaching your prime then, right, why are you worried about who around you now? Because the person you're going to become is going to be 10 times different. At 30, it's going to be 10 times. Okay, say for instance, you're 18. At 28, you're going to be different. At 38, you're going to be different. At 48, you're going to be different. At 58, you're going to be different. Right? So don't settle for less. That's all I'm saying. Settle for what you know you're going for, which is the best. Get the best of everything. Best cars, best clothes, best girls, best this, best that, because that's what we're here for.
Grant booked a hotel room for the men to stay at and provided the others with firearms. Grant allegedly procured cars, ski masks, and firearms that were used to find, track, and kill TB. According to the FBI, there is video evidence that Durk was staying at the house in the San Fernando Valley that day. A lot of the stories that we cover here at Law and Crime are very tough to tell. But part of the reason we're able to keep bringing you these types of stories is because of our great sponsors. So I want to take a moment to thank Upside for sponsoring this story. If you're wondering what's Upside, well, it's a free app that gets you cash back on daily essentials. You can use.
I'm a little disappointed where I'm at right now because, you know, I just.
What y'all think about this so far? Y'all think Dirk gonna get away with this? If so, how? I just want to know what y'all think. If so, how? But let's continue. Let's rock out.
Upside at places like Chipotle, 7-Eleven, or scan the QR code on your screen.
Let's get
to use and follow Rondo and his 24-year-old cousin. But when Rondo and his cousin stopped for gas, according to prosecutors, Asa Houston allegedly drove to a nearby alley before Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, and a third unidentified man known in the indictment as co-conspirator 2 carried out the shooting, which was captured on surveillance video. Rondo wasn't injured. However, his cousin passed away after being fatally wounded. According to court documents, the 5 men and co-conspirators used facilities of interstate and foreign commerce, such as planes, cars, cell phones, and the internet with intent that the murder of TB.
Listen to everything that they caught him with, though. They got technologies bagging everybody. Technologies is apprehending everybody. Technology is making sure that you go to jail. Yes, it's super friendly. It may be super convenient, but it's a cell. They call it a cell phone for a reason, because it's a cell that have all your information in it. It might lead you right down to the cell. That's another, to me, it's another spyware. Think about it like that. They got it on your wrist. They know where you at. They know your heartbeat, your temperature. You ever did something, you trying to run. They're going, well, At this time, at 1:40 in the morning, why were your heart pacing so fast? Where were you running to? We have GPS satellite on you stating that you were here. So yes, it's convenient, but yet the same thing that's convenient is the same thing that can be inconvenient if you live in a street life. Right now, I'm on the street level right now, so I want to be able to relate to all these things, right? I'm not up here on my high horse. I'm doing what I really do. So let's relate to these people right quick, right? The things that you're doing is the same things that end up apprehending you at the same time, right? Now, I'm not the one to judge. I'm not going to say that everyone you didn't have your days where you was, let's just say, indoctrinated by the culture. That's why I had to separate myself from the culture, because I began to think all the things that we really celebrate, like, what is it? Is it really helpful or harmful? Can anyone put something down below? Is that really helpful or harmful, the things that we celebrate in this culture? 9 times out of 10, it's kind of harmful. You know, drinking, smoking. You're drinking, diabetes, sugar, all sugar. You're smoking, brain cells done. So it feel good, but just because it feel good don't mean that it's good for you. I had to give all that up. And you notice when you give all those things up, your circle change. Because you like, damn, my circle was actually built on just all distractions for real. Drinking, smoking, clubbing, hoes here, hoes there. Nah, when you're in another bracket, right, you get different sorts of types of women. Some women don't even like a man to smoke. Not saying that you got to do what they like. You do what you do because you're the man, you the lead, they the father. Know that, you know? But at the same time, just pay attention. Pay attention. Let's continue.
Be committed. After the shooting, according to the indictment, the men went to a nearby burger spot to discuss payment. Then on the same day,
What?
the credit card was
I
used to
don't know all
purchase
this.
tickets for Keith Jones, David Bryan Lindsay, Asa Houston, DeAndre Wilson, and co-conspirator 2 to travel back to Chicago. Lil Durk wasn't named in the charging documents against Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston. But according to the indictment, the defendants were offered money and lucrative music opportunities with OTF for the murder of Quando Rondo. Prior to Lil Durk's arrest, the Chicago rapper was being sued by the mother of Chicago drill rapper FBG Duck. FBG Duck was murdered in 20.
And this is another thing too, right? Did y'all know the mother of FBG Duck, now she's doing a lawsuit against King Von Estate, which is under what's Mr. OTF name? Durkio. That's kind of a little sneaky there, man. You's a gang banging female, right? And you know, I'm not saying she had 6 sons, all of them. She had about 8, 9 kids, but most of her sons is dead due to the violence of the gun violence, right? So now she wants to sue the estate for her son getting murdered. You know she's gonna get a payout. But what would she do with this payout? Because there's a lot of mothers that cry. See, it's casualties on both sides. Her son was doing things in the street too. Everybody was doing something in the street. You know, that was the culture. That's why I say you have to disassociate yourself with the culture if you really want to go somewhere. If you really want a different outlook, if you want to get up on a different tier, right? You must disassociate yourself with the culture, because that's going to be the thing that eats you alive. You're in the belly of the beast already. So make it make sense. But let's continue.
2020, and his death led to several convictions in a federal conspiracy trial last January. But his mother sued Lil Durk, OTF, and King Von's estate, alleging they were all involved in the shooting as well. According to the suit, OTF operates as a criminal enterprise. After Grant, Jones, Lindsay, Wilson, and Houston were arrested Thursday, the FBI says Durk booked 2 flights from South Florida airports, one to Dubai and one to Switzerland. He then reportedly booked a flight to Italy. But
this man said, look, I may have done this, I may have done that, but Dubai, I see you later. I'm going to Dubai. Bye-bye. See you later. We're going to Dubai. Bye-bye. He tried to hit him with the switcheroo. I'm going to Switzerland. What the hell is in Switzerland, Dirk? What's in Switzerland that I don't know about? Now Dubai, and why you going to these high profile places? Like Dubai is high profile. Why the hell you want to be there? What, you gonna cut your hair? You gotta cut the dreads. You gotta have some type of surgery. You know, instead of Durkio, just call you Urkio. You gotta drop the name. You gotta have a different identity. Were you prepared for all these things? I don't think you were, because if you was, you wouldn't have got apprehended. Hell, I would have took a bus on out of there. I would have booked a flight, book a private jet, and took the bus out and took the bus out there in a different name, foreign things. Different name, different face, different. I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying, if you're gonna live the life, live it, push it to the max. That's all I'm saying. Don't half step it, because as soon as you half step, whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop, another sound of the police. You know? So if you're gonna push it, you're gonna hop in that whip, make sure that you're flowing it. Don't stop at no lights. That's all I'm saying. The man stopped at the light. He stopped at the light. Now, the side effect of all of this, right? Think about the kids then. The side effect of all of this is what bothers me, because you got a wife or girlfriend, you got kids. Now, what they gonna do? You got people depending on you for real. What they gonna do now when the cash cow is gone? So now, give it a couple of months, a couple of years. What's your BM gonna be for the streets? Somebody gonna be poking her. Think about it. Men gonna be men. It may be one of your own men. Think about it. That probably always wanted her. Like, you know what? Yeah, it's about my time. He about to sit down. Let me, man. Yeah. I'm just saying, dirty word, especially in the street game. There's no more. There's no principles. There's no honor among thieves. So what you think? You playing fool if you don't think that she may be getting, ran through or ran in a few. She may start off with the females, and then she may go right to the males. Just to hold. Oh, I gotta hold them down for a second or two. Okay, but if you facing life, they talking about life. What? Life. It's over with. Allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly, unless you snitch on something so vicious, right? So vicious that they like, you know what? And then guess what? Are you gonna lose your credibility, or are you gonna be another 6ix9ine? Because you was just clowning 6ix9ine until you in the situation. So now that you're in the situation, I want to know what you're gonna do. And word on the street is King Von said that you was spicy, allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly. Is that true? Audience, do y'all know that to be true or not? I don't want to put no bone out on anybody saying that they is if you can't really prove it, but something just ain't right. That's what the word is on the street. Something just ain't right. But let's continue. I left some links at the top. I pinned it to the top of the chat. Matter of fact, let me pin it now to the top of the chat. Continue to watch the video. Leave them comments down below.
But was arrested in Miami before he could board that flight. Lil Durk and the other defendants are being held pending their transfer back to LA. I want to bring on now Detective Eric Barnes to break down this case even further. Eric, thank you so much for joining me today. Lil Durk.
So the man is in Miami, right? Broward County, wherever he at, right? Then they're going to ship him to LA. Whoa, that's a whole different ball game. That little GD, BD don't work in LA. You got Crips, Bloods, grapes, all these different things. So how would you survive amongst them? Now you is part of the Muslim community, which is global. So you do have the protection of, what you need. But we want to know if you built like that. I don't think they care about all of that. So this would then be how you built. Let's continue.
Is a really popular rapper. But what's your reaction to his arrest and his alleged connection to this murder for hire plot of Georgia rapper Quando Rondo?
Well, it's a very interesting case. I've been following it for some time now, but it's very representative of things that are going on within the hip hop community these days. Of the 1 foot in the studio, 1 foot in the streets.
And talk to me a little bit about retaliation within gang culture, maybe even hip hop culture as well, too, that we can even trace back these events in particular, kind of in a way, starting from King Von's death in Georgia in 2020 And 2 years later, Quando Rondo's attempted murder, where his cousin was actually killed during this ambush. What is your kind of reaction to just this whole web and trail that has been going on essentially since 2020, even probably prior to that too?
Okay, so that,
Well, one of the things that's been popular with hip hop artists is to maintain the same group of friends that they had since they were kids, maintaining that loyalty, not changing up and becoming a new person because you have fame. And so in keeping these alliances, sometimes there's beef that follows from the streets into rap. And, like I said, these guys live, day to day, and their alliances also live that same lifestyle.
And, reading through this indictment, there appears to be this really heavy level of planning to allegedly carry out this murder. Plane tickets were bought, cars were rented, ski masks and firearms were bought. Talk to me a little bit about the sophistication.
Honestly, I'm sick of seeing all these online business gurus tell you how.
I was just checking to make sure that y'all see the links pinned to the top of the chat. It seems as if that I put a lot of links and they look discombobulated. I like my things to be very, very neat. So that's not what we're going to do here. That's not what we're going to do. I'm going to drop the links one at a time. If you really want to support the channel, I'm going to drop the links one at a time, right? Let's go.
These allegations.
Well, one of the things that you have to, the hurdles, so to say, that you have to get over in this case is just the geographic difficulties going from Chicago to California to commit this offense. And so there's only a couple ways you can get there. Either you can drive or you can fly. And, obviously the advantage of flying gives you more of a time advantage. You can get there faster, but you also leave an electronic footprint. And that's what it seems like law enforcement was able to pick up on. Was
I tell you, all of these people are getting apprehended, Baghdad, tossed in jail because of the things that they on. They're using them cell phones to put you in the cell. I'm telling you guys, they're using those watches that you got to put you in the cell. Anytime you busting a play, busting a move, and you decide to call somebody, why do you think they got phones called burners? Like, y'all don't watch these shows and these ghosts and this, that, the third, and power and all these things. They put it out there for you to know these things, right? You need them. You need some form of, you need these things. What you doing? I'm saying if you're going to do it, do it. Just do it. Nike, do it. Right? If you're going to live that life, man, be the smartest person out there. That's my advice. If you're going to live that lifestyle, you don't want to change and convert your life. You don't want to do, you don't want to go the long route. You want to go the scenic route. You want to go the shortcut route. This is what happens when you take shortcuts. We know this, the chips is stacked against us, but just because it's stacked against us don't mean that we can't break through. Sometimes it pays to go the long route. Sometimes it pays to have a job. Sometimes it pays to do this, to do that, because that may be the thing that's saving you. Now, I'm not saying stay in that job forever. Don't anchor. Nothing can anchor you down. Look at a ship, right? You have an anchor. That's like a job. It keeps you a port right there. Sometimes you got to cut that anchor off, right? Be an entrepreneur and set sail. Turn that boat around. Set sail. Do your thing. Learn, fail, network, meet people where you want to be at in your life. Meet people where you want to be at in your life. And then you go about it like that. That's all I'm saying. Smash that like button if you agree. Let's go. Law and crime. And this is by law and crime. I got to give credit when credit due.
Trying to footprints that were left from purchasing the tickets. Now, when you fly, you also have to have transportation.
Pause and listen to what he say. Digital footprint. That's why your digital image is so important too. At the same time, everything digital. Have you noticed everything gone digital? Everything gone digital. But let's continue.
On the ground, so you have rental cars, and if you're there for an extended period of time, that also leads to maybe a hotel stay.
As we talk about this level of planning, it also appears there was also this element of not so great planning if you didn't want to be caught. And some of the 5 defendants actually used their real names, their birth dates, and photo IDs to book this travel. And then one of the co-conspirators actually texted another co-conspirator saying, don't book no flights under no names involved with me. What's your reaction to kind of?
Man, they too comfortable. That's my reaction. Y'all way too comfortable. Y'all know they have something called fraud, right? Y'all know y'all can have a fake name, fake IDs, and fake this and fake that. I'm just saying, we don't support this in our channel, but we got to put ourselves in their shoe. We got to critically think. It don't matter what they talking about. Critically think, right? Why are you using your name, sir? You could have used a code name Kids Next Door. What we talking about? Why are you using your name? Your phone, your link. God, y'all too comfortable. Maybe y'all done done it so many times, allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly, that y'all getting too comfortable. And don't nothing come to a man that's too comfortable. Don't nothing come to a man but that's too comfortable but disaster. I'm telling you, you got to stay on your cue, on your toes. Every day you walk out the house, war. It's a spiritual war between good and bad. Pick a side, stay on that side. Don't go back and forth. Now it's the time to be medieval. It's a time to protect your family. It's a time to protect your cause. It's a time to protect your business. It's a time to be very creative because you will be met with forces that you don't know about. That's very trickery. That's very malicious, right? That's sneaky. You have to encounter these things. You know, you have to be prepared for these things. So that's why I say I'm not going to judge a man based on a man killing another man. That's what men do. That's what men do. Ladies, you might not understand it, right? But you're going to love it later. Because I want my daughter to be with somebody that can protect her, even if it means laying his life down on the line. I wouldn't want to have my son and grow my son up to say, hey, look, when it's time to be a man, step back. What we talking about? No. Stand on that front line, soldier. You know, let her fall, let her know you're the one. But anyway, let's continue.
Of just doing this allegedly and using your real name, your real ID, but also kind of wanting to keep this on the down low as well, too, of not wanting to get caught.
How?
Well, I think that you know, when I read over that, I was kind of surprised.
And this note, I look at it like the man didn't want to get caught. How you didn't want to get caught? You did everything that it led back to you and all your friends. Allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly. You wanted to get caught. That's what I don't understand. Or you was just so sloppy, or maybe you was just drugged up. You didn't have a clear mind. You know, you busting your move. You should be sober, man. You shouldn't be all drugged up and drowsy. You're going to forget something. You know, you should be sharp. Just like a knife. Sharp. Iron. Sharp.
By that, with how, you know, unhidden that was. But I think also it plays to the element of what their motivation was.
That part.
And it seemed that, you know, there was some discussion of payment. And so sometimes individuals are so intrigued by being able to get their hands on whatever this payment is that they overlook small details, and leaving your name on a receipt or on a reservation is one of those things that they missed.
Everyone who hates ads will be using this Chrome extension by 2025. I feel like I just found a Google cheat code. It's a Chrome
all I'm saying is that, like I say, they getting too comfortable. Comfortability killed everybody.
When we see kind of these types of cases, a lot of times, I think sometimes the defendants are allegedly always kind of wanting one specific target. But then there are some cases where someone else is hurt or killed, kind of in this focus of retaliation. What are your thoughts, given that Quando Rondo's cousin was actually killed when the murder was allegedly plotted for him?
You know, I think it's always unfortunate that innocent people get caught in the line of fire. It's something that we do.
I just pinned one of my affiliate links to the top. That's the AirTech EMF protector. That's how you support my channel. Also, you get a enormous discount. When you use my links, you get an enormous discount. That's all I'm saying. So I'm about to pin it to the top of the chat as well. That's how you support my channel. If you want me to read any comments or any read alouds, I do a $10 donation. But I'm willing to take, you know, that's how you just build your clientele up and have some form of standards and morals. If you want to be generous, you can donate some type of, maybe if you want to buy me some tea because I don't drink coffee, that's the Cash App down below. And that's the PayPal down below as well, right? Email me for another subject matters because I love the email. I love the community that I'm building. I'm doing it from ground up. So let's get it. A lot of people are asking me about these hats, these caps. I'm gonna work on this store, this online store. We can do it simply by orders. I got different colors. It says school, cross out schools, cross out those churches, and focus on your purpose because we all know schools and churches are indoctrination camps. You got to learn how to independently think on your own. On that note, let's get back to the story. Let's get back to it.
Deal with often within street violence. But I also think within the streets, there's also a mentality when there's a retaliation and gang culture that if you get caught riding with someone that I have beef with, then it just kind of, it's the rules of the streets. Like you put yourself in that situation and now you have to unfortunately reap the circumstances of it.
And there's also been rumors circulating online that there might have been an informant or even a snitch within OTF that may have revealed more to the feds. Do you think that's at all possible in this case, that they needed an informant on the inside to kind of give a scoop into kind of how everything was planned out and kind of how everything kind of came to fruition?
Well, I know that there was very detailed information, and it definitely indicates that the investigators did a great job digging up surveillance footage and being able to uncover some of the intimate details. I don't know if there was an informant necessarily, but it seems that they do have some very personal details in their indictment.
And given if there was,
these details was too personal for it not to be an informant. Not like real life, for real life, for real life, for real life. Who they think they fooling on this one? Who do they think they really fooling on this one? You telling me you had this thing dressed down to the T and there's no informant? Get out of here. Get on out of here. Let's continue. Law and crime.
Possibly an informant. Kind of how do they all play a role into this case? Because again, within the culture, a lot of times there is a no snitching policy. But what are your thoughts on whether or not there might have been an informant and kind of how that may have all came into this as well too?
Well, you know, the no snitching thing is very huge in the street and within the hip hop culture. But one thing that within the law enforcement community, when someone is looking at a significant sentence, which I think murder for hire either carries in some sort of situations, death penalty, and also life in prison. You know, it's every man for himself at that moment. And so the old cliche of the first one to talk gets the best deal, normally that weighs very heavily in these cases.
Some of the defendants, in addition to being offered money, were also promised lucrative.
Who y'all think will talk? Y'all think OTF? Y'all think Lil Durk gonna talk first? Y'all think everybody who got apprehended with him gonna talk first? What was their dynamic in their relationship? Was anybody hating on the man? Because that's going to this is going to depend on how tight his circle is. And if all of them seen, and if you got one person allegedly already snitched, then can they really talk? What would they be talking about? Or what would they be given? The thing is, who would they then sell out? Because it's one hell of a sale right now. It's one hell of a sale. Let's go.
Music opportunities if they carried out this murder. And I know we've kind of been having a discussion about, you know, how rap culture kind of bleeds into gang culture. But what's your reaction to kind of this lucrative opportunity given they carry out this bounty?
Well, you know, it's the American dream of wanting to be able to create a better opportunity for yourself and your family.
Right.
And unfortunately, a lot of individuals have, you know, the dream of making it in the rap business, and you're just not given the opportunity. So that is something that is going to be very alluring to a lot of individuals because they not only want to be able to have the rap contract, but also the rap lifestyle, you know, and some people are willing to do whatever it takes to get that.
Sometimes when we see these cases, especially gang cases that also kind of double as like hip hop cases, you know, YNW Melly, this case with Lil Durk, even YSL, I can't help but notice just how young some of the defendants are and some of the alleged activities that they're being accused of doing. They're so young, you know, in their 20s, probably started maybe when they were teenagers. But what are your thoughts on just how young some of these defendants are when they're kind of coming up, like you had just mentioned, wanting this American dream, but then at the same time having this kind of tie to the street culture where maybe they don't see the actual consequences of what could happen. Either they go to jail or they may end up dead on the street. What are your thoughts on just that whole layer and aspect of it?
Well, I think one of the things that weighs heavily on this, the influence, is the fact that, a guy that you may have grown up with.
Well, now let me go to my own commercial. Y'all go check them out. That's Law and Crime. Let me go to my own commercial now with the EMF protectors. This is how you support my channel. Let's go to my own commercial with the EMF protectors. Let me know if y'all can see the screen. Right? Y'all can see it? Let's go. Let me run a commercial real quick. There we go.
Am I the only one that didn't know about EMF radiation? Let's talk about how to keep our loved ones safe. In our tech-driven world, our homes are filled with gadgets, phones, tablets, Wi-Fi, they're everywhere.
Down below.
But did you know these devices emit EMF radiation that can be harmful? We all want the best for our families. Aries Technology offers cutting-edge EMF protection to shield your loved ones from potential dangers. Imagine your kids playing, your partner working, all without the silent threat of radiation. Studies show long-term exposure to EMF can lead to serious health issues. But don't worry, Aries Technology's devices are here to help. Easy to use and scientifically proven to reduce exposure. Protect what matters most? Click the link below to purchase or shop for our products. Thank you, and protect your loved ones. Am I the only one that didn't know about EMF radiation?
That's a commercial that I generated using AI. That's one of the commercials that I generated using AI for my own market affiliate link. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to get to it. That's one way to support my business. Now, let's go on down to Charleston on this one, right? We're going to stop sharing the screen on that one. Let's go on down to Charleston on this one to give you guys a take. He did a take with Say Cheese. So let's see what Say Cheese talking about. Smash that like button, tell a friend and tell a friend. This is the beginning. This is not the end. Another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show where we're just doing a quick reaction on what's going on here. Charleston, you got the floor. Hey, Charleston, you got the floor. Let's
the chickens are coming home to roost.
Yeah,
the chickens are coming home to roost. I just did an interview on the Danza Project where they asked me about him. And I was saluting the change that he had been making. But now I see why he was making the change. He was trying to avoid some shit. He wasn't really making no motherfucking change. He wasn't really trying to. Well, I ain't going to say he wasn't because I don't know his heart, know his mindset.
Right.
But, man, the feds is hardly ever wrong when they come get you. They hardly.
Let me show you why I stopped paying for all my other samples.
They hardly ever wrong. If they coming to get you. Look what happened to Diddy. No Diddy. If they coming to get you. No Diddy. They don't already have. Why do you think they have a 99.9% conviction rate?
They don't jump the gun for nothing. One thing about our Federal Bureau of Investigations, homie, they do their due diligence and they dot their I's and they cross their T's. So they've been sitting on this. They've been watching him go to rehab. They've been watching him get the keys to the city. And so now, how to assassinate your character.
This every time they give you a key to the city, they let you know, yeah, you may be powerful, but we know who you are now. They did the same thing to Diddy. Diddy gave him a key to the city, and now they take their keys back. Imagine that, right? And we know that Diageo playing a one hell of a game, right? He done upsetted the wrong people because obviously he been doing this for years. So I want to know why now. Not saying I support his message, but I still want to know why now. Let's continue. And I think I already know why. It's business. They don't want you to have the power. You can have the money. You can have all these things. But when it comes time for the power, oh, no.
Yeah, so they feel humiliating.
You think that pushing peace bullshit, that was some bullshit?
Yeah, that was some bullshit. Yeah, that was some. It's easy to push peace, or it's easy to push the concept or the narrative of pushing peace when you got some skeletons in your closet. And it seems like these guys got a lot of skeletons in their closet. Wiretap. Got him on a wiretap. I don't know how you go beat that. U.S. Marshals pick him up in Fort Lauderdale. I was just in Fort Lauderdale 2 days ago. Just got back yesterday. Shit, homie, I don't know how he gonna beat this.
Likewise.
He booked 2 flights. He booked a flight to Italy and I believe it was Switzerland. And he didn't go. The flight was supposed to leave at 6:40. The FBI seen that he was trying to flee the country. And then he booked one for 9:40 last night, and that's when they got him. So he was ready to flee the country.
He'll be there to trial. He won't get a bond. They go diddy him. He won't get a bond because it looked like he was trying to flee.
Right.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to flee. I just seen.
Now, if you look like you're trying to flee like that, right? Wouldn't you say, if you ain't do nothing, right? Why run? If you did something, you're gonna be on the what? Run. Repeat, if you didn't do anything, right, have no fear. If you did something, you might be a little bit like, oh no, I just like last night. I was doing last night. I was doing it last night or the time before. I'm the one that did it. And you know it in your heart, in your mind, and in your soul. Man, your mind gonna start playing tricks on you. Let me repeat, your mind is gonna begin to start playing tricks on you. That's just like if you take someone out from this world, right? You took a piece of yourself out too, because we all interconnected, right? That energy ain't destroyed, it's just transferred, right? So imagine that. That's why you got so many demons. Because they with you at all times. They're like, yeah, bro, remember this, remember that. You trying to go to sleep, you can't sleep because now you got to pop so many pills just in order to go to sleep to see all black. You got to smoke so much Zara, so much weed, so much marijuana that you don't want to see nothing but all black when you go to sleep. Not knowing that that's not healthy and that's not even the right, you're not in the deep realm of sleep. Therefore, you really sleep. You wake up tired. How you been asleep all day and you wake up tired? I never got that. You've been asleep all day, you wake up tired, and then they see you get some coffee to try to give you a bustier for the whole day. You trying to get a quick boost. Then by the time 11 o'clock comes, 10 o'clock comes, crash, baby. You don't even get a salad or something at midday. You get something heavy. You got to work like this, nodding off. Can we talk about it? Well, let's discuss. Charleston, you got the floor.
In a post that he made the other day, I think day before yesterday, where he was saying if you don't hear it come out of his mouth, don't take it for nothing. But he self-identifies and self-proclaims himself as being the voice of the streets. So all that will and can be used against him.
Were you?
It just look as if, right? Like people set up their own demise. It's like you literally set up your own demise. And that's just the part that I just never understood. People set up their own demise. But let's go.
You shocked when the news broke last night?
Oh, homie, I was shocked.
Me too.
Because I've been paying attention to the transition he's been trying to make for the last 2 years, and it looked like he was really transitioning. Went to rehab. Yeah, I was real shocked, homie. Yeah, I was real shocked. Him and Aiden Ross was together not too long ago. They were staying somewhere together. So Aiden was trying to get me and him to sit down together to do an interview, possibly, or just to meet and hash out what we could hash out. And I agreed to it. I don't know if he did. We never got around to talk about it anymore. But yeah, homie, I was real shocked.
Do you think this is something that Lil Durk knew was coming? And what I mean by that is like every day thinking about it. It's like it's coming. People, you don't know when.
People who get away with murder wake up every day and think about it, homie.
That part.
People who have gotten away with murder, if it's 20 years ago, 30 years ago, in the back of their mind, they can never sleep at peace. They can never be at ease because murder has no statute of limitations. And you have to pay your debt. Homie, when you take a life or you're responsible for taking a life, it's different than robbery. It's different than committing a crime. where you get away with it. You owe a debt to society. You might get away with it owing a debt to society, but you'll never get away with owing a debt to a life. So that's how I ended up started working with kids, homie, because we was responsible for taking somebody's life as children. So when I grew up, my mother always, not that she kept it in our face, but in the back of my mind, homie, I know throughout life, I owe a debt to someone's life. And so that's what made me get on the path of start working with children who ended up on the same path that I was on, being at-risk juvenile delinquents, you know, getting involved in crimes. So that's what pushed me into my purpose, knowing that I paid my debt to society, but I forever owe a debt to my victim.
Yeah, it's this thing online right now where people are blaming the commenters, they're blaming the trolls, they're blaming, you know, when King Von died, it was this slide for Von comment that would go viral all over the internet every day, trying to get Durk to retaliate for the murder of King Von. Now they're saying that it's the trolls' fault. They're saying that
trolls don't have that kind of power.
What? Right.
Trolls are not that powerful, nor do they have influence, because trolls are invisible faces. 60% of trolls are AI robots.
Yep.
Are not humans. If you can't put a face to a troll,
that's facts. Charleston ain't saying nothing wrong. 60% of them, 80% of them, right, ain't humans. Sometimes it's government people that's right at their desk like this. Oh, this is who I am today. Send it that way. You know, so be very careful. Be very careful. See, I got YouTube and I got different AI platforms as well. So I'm letting you guys know, right? It ain't what it seems, right? Most of the people can't even have 2 people come up on live. Most people can't even have 1 people watching them on a consistent basis, right? So that's all I'm saying. Don't be deceived. Most of the people paying for people to even be there, right? Don't be deceived. Don't be misled. Everything on the computer, if I want something to be real, I can make it real. If I want you to believe in something fake that's not real, I can make that a possibility too. And that's what's happening. So be careful on what you see, because there's so much information out here on our fingertips that now, with so much information, now you got to see, well, what's the right information? What's the wrong information? What's fake news? What's real news? What makes sense? What applies to my life, right? How can I use this as an application in my life to take off or excel somewhere, right? That should be the thing to do. So, because there's so much information now that I think people are getting information overload. It's like, it's like we're having so much choices. Now you're going to be indecisive. Oh, well, I could do this. I could do that. I could do this. I could do that. Pick one of those things and do something. And then you go on to something else. Don't just keep on. Next thing you know, I could do this. I could do that. And I could do this. You're just running in place. You ain't doing nothing. Pick and choose, man. And choose wisely. Choose wisely. And if you don't know, ask somebody and or look it up yourself.
Homie, chances are that's an AI robot.
Big facts.
They're just mimicking the algorithm. That's why I don't argue with the comment section, because most of it is a bot. Most of them are bots. So people really believe that this guy who has about $30-40 million in the bank, who has a father who came home literally right after King Von died, have the kind of influence to troll him to make him want to retaliate. No. Well, if the trolls got that much power, why aren't they life changing? Why can't trolls troll themselves to change their life? Why can't trolls troll themselves to get into the algorithm to make the kind of money?
Now, trolling is something that you do, right? It's a marketing scheme. Because, for example, look at 50 Cent, for example. But he trolls and he makes money. It's a difference. It's not what you do, it's how you do it, right? Right. It's not what you do, it's how you do it, right? Right. So at the end of the day, troll can be used as a marketing scheme, and it could be a lethal nuclear marketing weapon. It can be, if you know how to use it right, right? But for those who just doing it, or the bots and this is that, it's to either, most of the time they use trolls in order to contain one's content, to mislead the audience and say, well, this is true, but we don't want the audience to know that this is true. So we're going to censor this information algorithmically, and or we're gonna throw out a little bad bone, or we're gonna throw out something that really don't make sense, that's nonsense, just for them to focus on that focus point. So understand, you can use it for good or you can use it for bad. The choice is yours, and decipher between what it's being used for and what's its intentions. Is it for bad, or is it for worse, or is it for better? You got to decide. But let's continue.
That I'm making trolling with a face and a name. So it wasn't about the trolls, homie. It's what's in their heart. Nigga, that nigga lost his partner, and him and King Von were tight.
Facts.
He wanted some get back.
His brother
OTF
and his
wanted some
manager.
get back.
His brother and his manager died.
Come on, homie. That nigga wanted some get back. So this ain't got nothing to do.
Was this get back, or was he doing this based on troll purposes? I think it was. I thought it was a get back. Allegedly, hypothetically, supposedly, if somebody kills somebody that you love as a man, right? You're gonna have to strike the other man down or do something to his family, or do, because this is war. This is war. So that's the only thing that's gonna make you feel better. You know, not condoning violence or anything, but at the same time, men gonna be men. You can't stop that, right? You cannot stop that, right? People go to war all the time. The United States is in every war possible. Ain't nobody say nothing about that. They in every war possible. They in everybody business possible. Ain't no one saying nothing about that. It's just when they use they killing term and murder for hire, they send their militants, the Navy, and what's the name? Ain't the Navy a business? So ain't that high murder for hire? Can we talk about it and think about it? Let's talk about it and think about it. You got the floor, Charleston.
This is a long-lasting beef.
Right.
In Heat, they wanted Quando head. Not only they wanted Quando head, they had this girl cousin price on her head. Homie, so no, this ain't got nothing to do with the trolls. Because when it happened, you didn't hear the trolls clapping saying, yeah, Durk and them did that. The trolls swore up and down Durk was going to get me for King Von. The trolls swore up and down that I was going to be put to death for saying King Von. Man, the trolls ain't shit. But a bunch of faceless motherfuckers in the comment section that can't get a penny for a comment. Most man, he's not reading that shit. It's too many comments. It's too many people post, man. He can't read all that shit. And he got albums to make. He got to look over his shoulder. His house being broken into with his girl. His girl left him. He trying to get his girl back. Man, that nigga had too much shit to deal with to be influenced and impacted by what the trolls are saying.
Yeah, facts.
Do you think he has any regret right now?
You goddamn right he do.
A lot.
But yeah. You goddamn right. Then they got a lot of regret, homie. Man, when them doors closed, the woulda, coulda, shouldas go to kicking in.
That part.
Man, I shoulda. Man, I wish I coulda. Man, them woulda, coulda, shouldas go to kicking in. This before you even go to court. When you go to court and have to go back and you can't make a bond, it take about a week for reality to sit in because you in shock. You in a psychological state of shock that you in this situation. So nigga, it's gonna take 2 weeks for nigga reality just really hit him and realize nigga he done f***ed up.
Yep.
Because he kind of like Puffy, man. You think you can pay the lawyers to work to get you out? It take about 2 weeks and he realized nigga, he ain't going nowhere. He got to sit this one out, big dog.
And they don't want your money. As I can tell them, they don't want your money at a certain point. You can make all the buku's money in the world. Think about what money is. Money is very valuable. I think men should have it. I think we need it. We need it in this realm, right? But know that it's a tool, right? At the end of the day, do you build that tool up to be powerful? They don't care about that. They got the power. We got the money. Let's just say it like that. They got the power. We got the money. They also have the power to freeze your accounts with all the money in it. That's why the world won't go digital. They also have the power to free your accounts with all the money on it. So what can you really do then and there? Then they're going to bag you for what? Conspiracy. Bag you for racketeering. Bag you for this. That's why when they apprehend you, you have like 1 million charges. I'm like, damn, bro, I just did one thing. Oh, you thought you just did one thing. You did 1,000,001. You forgot the million. You did 1,000,001 things. My God, my fathers. When I seen it, I said, whoa. You might as well be a law-abiding citizen or bend the law, but don't break it. I'm talking about bend it till you can't bend it no more. Bend it like you ain't in it. Bend it to bend it. Bend it like you bending the road. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying, but don't break it because as soon as you break it, it's over. It's over. You know, and they wait and they watch and they clock you and they plot and they sit back and they let them phones put you in this, them cell phones put you right in the cell. It's like the phones doing all the jobs now. To me, these phones are telling on you more than you ever knew before. They know when you ordering something, when you talk about something and all of that, why you always see the commercials come back after you done talked about it, after you done send somebody an email, because your data is being shared. People selling data. And data is a commodity. Let me repeat. Data and intel is another commodity. It's all about commodity here. For the people on the third grade level that don't know what commodity is is something of value that people need and they want. Okay? That's what a commodity is. But let's continue. Let's continue.
Oh, now you got to be what you say you is.
Big fact.
Now you got to be whatever you've been claiming. Now you got to stand on that shit. Nigga, I didn't want to stand on it. I was in the dope bar than people. Shit, hey man, what shit, man? I'm shit, nigga. I don't want to stand on that shit.
You don't think it's a, you know, I lost 3-4 people over this shit that I'm really, really close to. You don't think it's a fit?
Nah. Hell nah, my nigga. Pain of losing people.
Yeah, that hurts.
He done fell from grace. You know how many people he probably take care of, his mother, his family, his children. Man, the pain of losing my partners don't compare to the pain of me losing my children, being pushed out of my kid's life by something I did in an emotional state.
And this is what, and men, I tell men this, right? Never operate in your emotional state. That's when you lose. Unless you're dealing with a female or something. If you're dealing with a female, you need some loving, you know, you need some TLC, right? Then yeah, operate in that, in the bedroom type of vibe, right? In the bedroom type of vibe, yeah. Because you know, you got to use that part of your brain in order to intertwine. You can't just be in it and you just in it and it's like ain't nothing type of attraction. You just a wall that's dead. Like, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. You know, that's not gonna work. But operating in your female nature in the real world, that's not, you will drown in this world. You gotta remember, emotions are a sea. It's a sea that man can't survive in. Man belong on land. That's what we conquer land. Women to me belong in a sea. Because they keep swimming. Some of them drown, some of them come back up. But that's what they belong. And we don't belong in those type of waters. Very treacherous. Now it's good to take a shower now and then have some water on you, but you ain't about to be in the shower all day long. At a point, you got to cut that water off now, don't you? Your skin begins to wrinkle and everything now, don't it? So I'm trying to make an analogy to say that that's not where we belong, though. Go swimming in that emotional baths, that emotional sea. It's not for you. You as a man belong on land. You know? You don't belong in the sea because you will drown. That's all I'm saying. You will drown in that sea. That a woman, that's where a woman, that's where she actually get her superpowers from. So making an emotional decision, let's tie it back, right? Making these emotional decisions, right? That's what to me led to his demise. That's led to his demise. But let's continue. And look at it like this before I continue, right? Durk ain't see his father in about 20 years. He only seen his father, let's just say his father came out in 2019, 2020. All right? 2021. He only been with his father for a cool 2-3 years. Now, he's going to jail, allegedly, hypothetically, supposed to be Durk. The kids got to go through the same thing. Yeah, they may have a little money now, but what's money compared to the nuclear family? Nothing. You make all that money for what? To enjoy it, to live, to build, to be fruitful, to give, you know? But without that family, without loved ones, without this, it becomes pointless. You know, it becomes pointless. It's like you going to work and never really building something of your own. At a point, you're going to look at yourself On your deathbed, you might be 65, 85, 90, be like, what have I done? Nothing but just work? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But let's continue. Let's continue.
Whether it was an emotional state of grief, whether it was an emotional reaction to want to avenge my buddy's death.
Now that's a Shaq-tastic offer, Dre.
I think he was trying to avenge his buddy's death. Think about it. Because what you represent, you represent the streets, right? He the voice of the what? He's the voice of the street. So if you're the voice of the street, right, you got to damn near be on street time all the time, or else you're going to go against your branding. You will go against your branding. So this, if he tell, I guess he will be the voice of the streets in that one, if he tell, hypothetically, allegedly. But you got a lot of people that, like Charleston was saying the other day, they respect gangsters that's gay and that's snitches. I said, whoa, so if you can fight, you could do all this, you could do all that, you still get some form of respect. I'm gonna tell him that boy is spicy right there. Hot. Caliente. Cayenne. Pepper. Scorching. Scotch bonnet. Flamboyant. 1,000 degrees Celsius. Hot and spicy. You know, because it goes off morals and principles. But like I say, amongst these, there's no morals, there's no principles. You can be playing the game if you want to be playing the game. You know what? On Sunday, I seen my op, and on Sunday, say for instance, you're in the streets, right? Go down to a street level. It's a lower level. On Sunday, I see my ops, but I ain't gonna take him there. He see you on next Sunday. He like, what? Principal, oh, he with his kids. Oh, I guess he don't think that we kill people with our kid. Set him up. So your morals and principles, actually, that's what got you late. That's what sent you on up there. Now you're gonna know people ain't playing by the rules, and especially the rules that you set. You damn near gotta go against your rules if you want to survive in this world. You gotta go against your rules, because you might think, look, I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do that, I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do that. Next thing you know, the thing you said you wasn't gonna do, somebody else did to you. So be very careful. That's my point. Be very careful. Got to adjust. Have to adjust. So Austin, you got the floor.
Get killed. I can't, me being who I am, y'all go do it. But y'all keep me out of it, because I'm the nigga that's feeding everybody.
Right.
I'm the nigga that's making sure we keep moving. Nigga.
And then what type of if they was your men, why they ain't do it for free? That's what I don't get. Where's the loyalty? Why they ain't do it for free? Why you gotta pay these men? They're gonna benefit off you anyway. You know you're gonna give them something anyway, so why talk about it? That's what I'm saying. Why talk about it? Why they ain't do it off the arm, off the muscle, off the strength? Aha. Dirk, are you who you say you are? Or do your men know something about you that we don't know? Are you who you say you are? Or does your men know something about you that we just don't know? Let's continue.
Shit, castle crumble. Castle it goes to rubble.
Rubbish.
So imagine if they say, hey man, he was using his money to fund gang movements and gang activities, and they freeze his account like they did Thug. They freeze Thug account almost a week after he was arrested, because they were saying YSL is a gang. That's why Thug saying, man, that plea deal. I'm not fit to plead to YSL no motherfucking gang, and I got an LLC to show where I've been paying and hiring.
And that's why Thug was looking at Gunna like, Gunna stated that YSL is a gang. Why would you say that? In fact, why would you say that aloud? You just crushed the whole situation. Yeah, little Woody just doing this and doing this. He playing the game, right? But at the same time, Thug's still in there. He's still in there. Still fighting. Everyone's filthy around him. But I think they're going to try to make him the example, right? And I don't wish jail upon nobody. according to the court of law, everyone's so filthy, they need to drop it. They need to drop it. But we're going to see how that goes, right? Because you know what we think they're going to do. We're going to pull you and hit you with the okie doke. You think we're going to let you get away? We get millions of dollars for you even still being here? I'm just saying. Let's continue.
People, that's why Thug won't plead. They're asking Young Thug, say, man, just say this is a gang and you can get out today. That nigga, y'all froze my money saying that I've been using this money to fund gang activity. The feds want that money.
Right. It is a business.
And they got him on wiretap using the OTF business card, homie, to pay for shit. Nigga, how dumb can you be?
That part.
But when you responding to emotions, it's hard to think logical. It's hard to have a rational thought when you caught up and you moving off your emotions.
That part.
Man, this morning you went live, eating, talking, driving, counting money while the car was going.
Yeah, call it multitasking with one eye, and I can't see nothing over here.
Was that a Tesla or what?
No, man, I got a self-driving Jaguar.
Wow.
I hit a button and that motherfucker stay within the lines.
Big money, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I hit a button, that motherfucker stay in the lines.
Yeah, I seen that.
That's fly. But let's continue.
But you also said that people laughed at you for going to jail, but crying that he's in jail.
Yeah, I'm trolling. Well, since the first time I met you, homie, I've been trying to show black.
What I tell y'all, trolling can work in your benefit as well. So it all depends on what you do and how you do it. That's all I'm saying. Let's get it.
America, that they're hypocrites, they fake, they love gangster and snitches. I sat back and I studied this culture.
Listen.
So when I came to the internet, I'm coming with what they call a qualitative study that I've done on my own. Right? I've been studying this culture for over 10 years. So I came with a qualitative study and started speaking, saying, man, y'all love gangsters. Y'all love killers. Y'all don't say nothing when the rappers do it. As a matter of fact, y'all have made rappers idols.
Mm-hmm.
They idolize, homie, as if they're gods. So I'm saying Lil Durk them is responsible for killing people. King Von responsible for killing people. YSL responsible for killing people. How can y'all honor these men but discredit me and I ain't killed nobody? I came as the community activist who's been working with children in the community. I haven't committed crimes. I never shot a gun at a black man. I never sold dope in the black community. But nigga, I was discredited just for saying I'll call the police and I'm not I showed up saying I'm a civilian. I'm a father, homie, who's been raising my kids for the last 12 years. I just got my son through. So I showed up with that image. Man, that nigga. So then I had to start saying, nigga, I killed the white man. Oh, you ain't killed nobody. So I was discredited through and through. But here it is, they promote the rappers. They idolize and honor the rapper. So I'm saying, how can you say free Durk, nigga, when he took life? How can y'all be feeling some kind of way? But when I go to jail for self-defense, I went to jail for self-defense. But I noticed they highlight the animal cruelty. They don't tell you Charleston White responded and got 2 aggravated assaults with a deadly weapon. They overlooked that. Man, animal cruelty. Nigga, I did a skit when I was on YouTube. I just took off in YouTube. So I'm saying, man, we got to be f***ed up as a race of people to have this mindset that the rappers get a free pass. So this is why I'm saying vote.
That's why I say disassociate yourself from the culture. Because is it really culture? No. What are we really celebrating? Death. Y'all don't like being alive? I do. I love it. I get to breathe this wonderful air. I get to walk outside. I get another chance to make $1 million, to trace a B, to trace a T, right? And B, I'm talking about the billions. That's what I'm talking about. The T, I'm talking about the trillions, right? That's what I'm talking about. So you just give you a chance to do what you got to do, you know? And I'm with him on that one too about voting for, check the shirt out. What it say? Make America what? What it say? Make America what? Make that thing greater. Make it greater. Make it greater. But let's continue. Let's continue.
Vote for Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump wants to give the police full immunity so they can do their job and make sure that we're safe as law-abiding citizens. And black people, one of the main reasons for not wanting to vote for Trump, he wants to give police full immunity. Y'all give rappers full immunity.
That part.
Y'all give street niggas full immunity.
That part.
Y'all give gangster niggas full immunity when they do wrong. They get to come back into the community, no snitching, y'all, and seek refuge amongst us. And y'all allow them to come be amongst law-abiding citizens, knowing that they will hurt people. So I'm saying, who feeling bad about a who done been caught a murder for hire and somebody died? Not only, homie, did they kill his cousin, nigga, they put money on the girl head too.
Yep.
I thought women and children was off limits. So when I say something bad about kids, man,
I told y'all, I said this earlier, right? What you don't do is what somebody else is going to do to get you up on out of there, especially in the street, because there's no code. And if you think that you're living by a code, what code? Every code I check can be hacked or broken into. Every code. So the code you're living by, your morals and principles, especially on the street level, they're like, oh, no, I know he don't do this. He don't do that. Get him. Get him on the day that he don't do this and he don't do that. Them Sundays, get him coming out of church. Get him go picking his kids up from daycare. Hell, if his kids want some part of it too, get them too. Tie his girl up. Do this and do this, right? Do this and do that. That's all I'm saying. Felon, what is it? Felon Tavia said, all the booty goons getting locked. These comments will destroy you, man. Sometimes you can't pay attention to them, but I agree with you on that one, man. Because some people, I don't understand. Some people love getting incarcerated. They love going back and forth. Then I begin to think, man, you know what? They probably like people playing with their bungholio. I just begin to think. They probably like getting bent over, broke back mountains, right? They probably like bending over in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? That's you can't put it past them. People like what they like. That LGBTQ LMNOP community is actually on the rise. So I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. These men like what they like. Can't even call them men because they don't classify as one. See, men should be held at a high degree. A high degree, just like a woman should be held at a high degree. Most of these ladies out here that's doing thought behaviors and this is that, the third, right? They're not women. They're just little females. Call them little females. Call them for what they are. But a woman should be held to a high degree just as much as a man should be held to a high degree. And that's how it should be. I told you my philosophy. God, man. You got God, man, woman, and kids. And repeat, you got God, man, woman, and kids. In that order. On that note, let's continue. Let's continue.
women and children off limit. They put money on the girl head too.
Yep, everybody can get
it's a rapper, so he gets a pass. So I wanted to wake up this morning and celebrate like I saw them celebrate when I was in jail. That's why I celebrate when a rapper died. So when they thought I got shot, the whole black world was celebrating. Now they in tears. So I'm saying, where them Wallows and Gillies, where them Steven Jacksons at that was taking pictures in front of this King Von mural, this documented serial killer. And I just want to remind people, the only reason King Von got out of jail is that all the witnesses came up dead. You think Durk didn't pay for that either?
That's one hell of a
he offered these guys who was going to kill Quando Rondo and Lil Pub or whatever his name is, he offered them money and a lucrative record career. Yeah. Didn't King Von get a lucrative record career? Then went on cameras putting out $20,000. That was for Duck. So guess what? Mama Duck finna be rich in the mother.
Yep.
Mama Duck finna finally get her just due. And she deserve it. Her other kids deserve this. She finally finna get her just due, homie, because now he have an arrest for this murder that can. So them lawyers knew what they was doing. They knew the arrest was coming.
Yeah.
That's why they filed the lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
They knew the arrest was coming. We just didn't know.
The city of Chicago took the keys back. They just gave Durk the keys to the city. They just took the keys back.
They knew he was the key. That's why. See, there's always been Durk was what, GD or BD?
BD.
They always favored the BDs. They always favored the BDs and treated. They wouldn't let the GDs in. They was blackballed. They was all of that. The city did that. The mayor was always on Durk's side. The mayor was always on Durk's side. But we all know, homie, Chicago government have always been a corrupt government since the Al Capone days, if you understand history. The governor took a bribe when Obama, what's his name? The Gorbachev, whatever that nigga name was, the governor who ended up going to federal prison when Obama was the president, taking bribes. Chicago politicians and government have a long history of being corrupt and being in bed with gangsters. So there's no surprise. The reason why Larry Hoover is gone so long, because Larry Hoover was coming up against the government in Chicago, homie, teaching black people how to vote, turning gangs, not in the gang, but turning them into 501c3s, nonprofits. So
that right there is sauce right there, what he just told you. And I say it was Marcus Garvey. It was Larry Hoover. That's what I meant to say. Earlier I said the same thing, but it wasn't Marcus Garvey. That's a whole different type of revolutionary, right? It was Larry Hoover. It was Larry Hoover. Now I see why they want him down under, because if you make your organization a 501c, they can't label you. Man, y'all better take notes. Charleston know what he's talking about. Take notes.
But they don't be labeled as a gang, nigga. That's why they removed Larry Hoover.
Threat.
So now, they should have took the keys back. But we got to remember, Diddy also had a key too. So they loved giving keys to motherfuckers who's unworthy and unjust of having keys. Diddy got a key to the city. They took that back too. So I ain't surprised. They finna take a lot back.
Yep.
But this is what I'm going to say. You're going to see all these celebrities saying free Durk.
Please leave the ads on my videos and earn reward.
All of them said free Durk, but why ain't nobody? Let me repeat. All of them said free Durk, right? And they're going to say it, right? Which means they're supporting these type of activities, right? That's why I say you got to disown the culture. The culture is trash. You got to create your own. What community? We don't have a community. We don't have banks. We don't have our own. We got some businesses, right? We don't have our own grocery stores. So what? We don't even have a community. Look at the definition of what a community is and what it consists of, and pay attention to what we have. We don't have any of those things. Any of those things. So what we doing? We getting tricked, matriculated, scammed. Look at Scamala. Look at Kamala. Scamming people based on identity politics instead of what's really going on out here. She say that her grandmother is this and that, but her grandmother died 4 years. How the hell you in that picture? You come from a rich royal family. Stop playing, Kamala. But yet you want to be associated and you want to be relative or related to the middle class. You got 13 different accents. When you down south, you talk down south. When you this, that, the third, you talk like this and you talk like that. Diddy also was at Howard while you was in Howard. What was the freak offs really about? Why ain't nobody thinking about it and talking about that? You got to make these things make sense, people. You got to make it make sense. Can we talk about it? I just want to talk about it. Grab your pots and pans. It's time to cook. Don't forget the spatula. Someone told me to do my song, so I'm going to do my song right quick. And we're going to put this song on wax, too. Coming to you real soon. Cook up. Cooking up that cook up. Cooking up that cook up. Cooking up that cook up. I said, I'm cooking up that cook up. I'm hooking up that cook up. I'm cooking up that cook up. Let's get it. If you like that song, smash that like button. Tell a friend and tell a friend. We just cooking up. We're cooking it up.
You seeing it?
You ain't gonna hear none of them say, man, he need to pay for what he did. We always say free the killer. But what about Tuka mama, man? Is anybody gonna go back to Tuka's mama?
Nope.
And let's hear what she got to say now.
No, they're not.
Man, that woman should sue the hip-hop industry. She should sue the record labels. So, man.
Now, Charleston, don't put a battery in her back now. She sued the record label and she end up missing. You know how that's going to go. You know how that's going to go. It might be Diageo. You know how that's going to go. She's going to be too filthy rich off of that. And they not having it. You know how that's going to go. Not saying it ain't worth the battle. It ain't worth the war. But to me, she gang lady. She with all the bang bang too anyway. So what makes her so innocent? What makes her so innocent? Yes, she's grieving. I'm not saying don't grieve for your son and this is that the third or your sons. I'm not saying that. She lost a lot of sons to the streets. I'm not saying that. Right? I'm not saying that. But she's part of the problem as well. Minus the emotional state. I give her that. You can't get your kids back. I totally understand that. But other than that, you part of the problemos. You're part of the problems. Let's get it.
This is a victory. This is a victory for the poor black at the bottom. The mama ducks, all the mothers at the bottom who didn't have a chance, homie, to really get justice. Man, them kids preached and teach killing for a long time.
So wow, so you think this is a real victory for us as black people?
Yeah, this is a real victory. This is a real victory. Now that demonic force.
Supercharge your business with the all-new
Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Skip all that. Boom.
Because it is a demonic force. It was a dark force. It was a dark energy that came down from Chicago and spread throughout America. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. Down goes the drill.
Crazy.
12th round knockout. Because it looked like they had got away and they get to ride off into the sunset. So this is a victory for law-abiding black Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
So it's a lot of free Durks right now. It's a lot of the free Durk campaign has begun.
Every day I'm gonna wake up trolling.
You understand what I'm saying? On that note, peace, blessings, and love. I just wanted to bring you guys that story. Smash that like button, tell a friend to tell a friend. This is the beginning. This is not the end. I'm about to upload another video soon. Let me take a quick little intermission. Let's get something to eat real quick. You know, I'm a night hawk now. I'm a night hawk, so I'm up at nights. Sleep probably 4 hours throughout the day, then I'm back at it, right? I'm going to get somewhere, and we're going to get somewhere, you know? On that note, hit the links down below. If I add value onto you today, subscribe to the channel. Get a quick update when I go live. Get a quick update. If you're still in the chat right now, I'm about to go live and talk about this not Joe Biden, Joe Rogan and Trump. And we're going to discuss some politics because that's right around the corner. That's right around the corner. On that note, remember, tell a friend to tell a friend. This is the beginning. This is not the end. Also, positivity over negativity always.